walking up the avenue, trying to re-enter the square in the face of these tanks.
These people were frantic. They were nuts, out of their minds. And the reason they were out of their minds is that these were the parents of students who had been in the square that night. These parents were running back and forth, and they were saying, "Want to go into the square, looking for our children." And an officer came out with a loud hailer, and he said, "I'm going to count to 5, and then we're going to fire."
Then all the people would realize that the guns were pointed at them, and they'd go running past the hotel. And then the soldiers would fire in their backs. I felt like I was watching some terrible opera.
And a lot of people went down. 30, 40, 50 people are knocked down. Everybody else ran away. I'm lying in the grass thinking, this is the worst thing ever. This is hell.
But the odd thing was that after a little while, like 40 minutes, an hour, people would gather their nerve again and crawl back to the corner and start screaming at the soldiers. And then the commander would eventually give another signal, and the soldiers would raise their rifles again. And the people go, "Oh my God," and they'd run away and they'd shoot more in the backs. And this went on more than half a dozen times in the day. It was, to me, unbelievable.
There then suddenly appeared right there an ambulance, and they rush in amongst all the people who were on the ground, and the soldiers open fire again and mow them down.
The soldiers shot everybody. Doctors, nurses, rescuers. Everybody was being shot at.
This was seen by numbers of journalists who will never forget it. This was a real massacre. This was the targeting and the shooting down of totally nonviolent, innocent civilians.
The tactics of overwhelming force that were used had a point. They were meant to shock, terrify, and awe. And they did. Terror works.